The next action item is approval of proposal to terminate the superintendent contract in accordance with 9D of the superintendent's contract. Are there any discussions, questions, or comments on this item? I have a comment I'd like to make. Dr. Aten, you took over the district in 2018 and we had some smooth times, and then COVID hit. And I think that's probably one of the most, and still is one of the most challenging times that a person could have been a superintendent. And in the middle of that, we had a budget crisis and needed to cut significant amounts of money from the budget. And you shepherded the district through both of those. And I think that took some character and some backbone. And I think being superintendent during the COVID crisis, it was a damned if you do and damned if you don't. And I have to say that I think you stood in there, Kevin, and worked hard to do the best you could. So my hat's off to you for those. And I appreciated your character and your work during those times. I thank you for that. And notwithstanding that, I do believe, in my opinion, that it's I think it's time for the district to make a change. Any other comments?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
I think it's important to say that this isn't a decision that we came to hastily, at least I can speak for myself, or quickly or easily or without much thought and consideration. I think this was really challenging, a really challenging decision to make. And like Mike, I really appreciate the good that you've done within our district. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't know that.
While it is acknowledged that Dr. Aten has made significant and positive contributions during his time as superintendent of the district, it is in the best interest of the district as this time to make a change in the administration, and Section 9D of Dr. Aten's contract provides as follows. Unilateral termination by district. The district may unilaterally terminate this contract upon payment of a sum equal to the superintendent's current base salary for 18 months or the amount of salary remaining for the then current term hereof, whichever is less. The term salary shall mean the sum set forth in Section 4 above or any addendum referenced in Section 4 and shall not include any other benefit provided the superintendent as a consequence of his contract. Now, therefore, I hereby move that Dr. Kevin Aten's contract be terminated as provided in Section 9D of the said contract, subject to the payment of 18-month salary as therein required.
Seconded.
We have a motion and a second. Rick, would you call the question, please?
Amy.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Rebecca.
Aye.
Matt.
Aye.
Debbie.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
May I make a brief comment?
Yes, you may.
Thanks, Chief Evans. Thanks, Mr. Dyer. Appreciate it. It's been a pleasure. The countless emails, the texts, the support, I felt the love today. I want to thank the heroic work of our staff, our teachers, who care deeply about our families in Bayfield. I have not served with a better group of educators in my 32 years in our profession. You've been heroic and hardworking. I also wish to honor the deeply invested leadership team of principals and directors who tirelessly serve the staff, students, community to ensure our funds are invested in our people and our students. Our schools are safe and clean, our teachers have what they need, and our student athletes arrive safely at events. Thank you, leaders, for living the motto, service above self. Most of all, I want to thank my bride, who's been beside me for 35 years. Love you.
The next action item is approval of proposal to designate Leon Hanhart as acting superintendent. And this is a short-term motion so that we have a superintendent designated in the short term for the next couple of weeks. That's what this acting superintendent is about. So would somebody care to make a motion?
So I'll make a motion to designate Leon Hanhart as acting superintendent.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Rick, would you call the question, please?
Amy,
Aye.
Mike,
All right.
Rebecca,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Debbie.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thanks, everybody. The next action item is a proposal to designate Leon Hanhart as finalist for the interim superintendent position. The interim position would begin after the acting position ends, and it's subject to a 14-day waiting period.
And it's for no specific period of time if I'm under.
That's correct. That's correct. The time period is unspecified. You're right.
Discussion. Leon Hanhart is the assistant superintendent of the district, and Mr. Hanhart's duties include serving as superintendent on an acting basis in the absence of a designated superintendent. And Mr. Hanhart has the qualifications, experience, and knowledge of the district to fulfill the duties of superintendent of the district. And the Colorado Open Meetings Law prohibits designation of a chief executive officer until the name of any finalist for such position is posted in public for at least 14 days. Now, therefore, I move that Leon Hanhart be designated as the one and only finalist for the position of interim superintendent of the district, and that notice of such designation be posted for a minimum of 14 days as required by law. And that in the interim, Mr. Hanhart shall carry out the duties of superintendent as required by his current assistant superintendent position.
Seconded.
We have a motion and a second. Rick, would you call the question, please?
Amy,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Rebecca,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Debbie.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thanks, everybody. The last, before we adjourn, a note on our next two meetings. We have a board retreat scheduled for next